Welcome back to the second carrier update brought to you by Uptake. I'm Thomas Wasson. Joining me again is Mr. Donny Gilbert. Donny, we have a map. What does it say, sir?
It says, this says there's no change. So I brought up our WRI map. Our WRI looks at the weighted rejection rate. It's basically showing us what markets are changing from week to week. The significant change, we want to see the markets that are either above a 4.0 or below a negative 4.0. And what we're seeing today is a map that's mainly just no color.
It's pretty bland.
It's pretty bland. And that's because right now there's not a lot of significant change going on in these markets. You see a little bit of red in Ontario and LAX, not a lot. Rejection rates are so low there because a lot of people have fallen back to their contracted freight in California already because of taking advantage of the fuel surcharge with the higher contracted rates. It helps out because fuel prices are so high in California. Houston, a light shade of red there. We do see a little bit of blue. We got one market that's a little bit of blue, and that's Baltimore. And we'll look at that here in just a little bit, just to kind of, out of curiosity, see why it's blue. But basically what this is telling us is there's not a lot of change going on, and we're seeing that, there is declines in rejection rates, but they're falling very slowly.
It looks like we're definitely in the summer doldrums. What are we looking at on our next chart?
Yep, let's go to the next chart here. So this is, since there's not a lot of change going on, this is probably a really good map that carriers need to fall back on and keep a very close eye on. This is our head haul index with volumes behind it. So red means they're underbooked. There's more trucks than freight in those markets. Blue means they're overbooked. There's more freight than there is trucks. So in times like this right now when things are getting deteriorating, it's probably best to keep your trucks in the markets that are blue, head to the blue. And that's going to help you keep your truck rolling. It doesn't mean that rates are going to be a lot better in those markets. It's just you have a better opportunity to get freight to keep your trucks rolling. LAX, Dallas, Memphis, Atlanta, Harrisburg, Indianapolis, Columbus, Chicago. These are all strong markets you probably want to aim your truck towards. Now, let's pop in here and look and see why Boston is blue. Over the past few days here in Boston, we have seen both a rise in volumes up to 106 from 92, which has probably helped tighten that market up, and rejection rates have pushed up from just above 5% up to 10.84%. So this is definitely a market to keep your eye on. It is a port market as well, just to see if rates out of this market start to increase.
Start to be checking it out. The East Coast is becoming the new West Coast. Thank you so much, Donny. But we're going to toss it back over to Kaylee and Anthony for our next interview.